Market Monday is back, and so are AKAs. Now, this is called AKA Cruise, but it's pretty much just the AKA promo, except for the LTD is a little bit special. We'll talk about that in a little bit. First up, your first champion, LaDainian Tomlinson, LT. Matabuke, Matabeast, a defensive end for the Ravens, can also play inside at defensive tackle. These players all get their special, like AKAs, abilities, that sort of thing. Ray Nitschke, throwback all the way back to Madden 12 Ultimate Team, was the glitch back then. He does get Lurk Artist for 0 AP, so a pretty damn good card. Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut. I know he's Pastronaut, sorry. I know he wasn't actually the starter at the end of the year, but he did get an AKA card. Does get the Set Fee Lead Hot Rod Master tandem that you can use. The third quarterback, that is Ken Riley, the Rattler, 95 speed. A little bit short at 5'11", but height isn't that big of a deal anymore on outside corners. He gets Pick Artist for 0 AP. And then here is your LTD, your special LTD, 95 Calvin Johnson, the Madden 23 version. He's going to have 96 speed. Of course, he's 6'5". And the unique thing about Calvin Johnson, this whole AKA Cruise thing, he's going to get chemistries. Or sorry, actually, let's first break down just the normal AKA cards. They're getting this AKA Cruise opening day chemistry. If you get all 6 of these AKA cards we just showed, you can get +1 speed on each of these cards. But back to the Calvin Johnson. He's going to get a multitude of chemistries. Most Feared, all of the Ghosts of Future, Past, Present, the Zero Chill, Campus Hero, the Turkey Day. The playoff one is probably the most important one, ×3, even the cover athlete promo. All LTDs are going to get these chemistries moving forward. Pack-wise in the store today, we got the AKA Cruise Launch Pack, which is, I believe, just a bunch of 87s and 91 plus overall AKA Cruise players. And we also got this little dinky pack that gives an 87 plus. It's discounted, but let's be honest, it's only an 87 plus. It's not gonna be that good. As a result of that, with no like champion pack, all of the AKA champions are pretty much going for around 600k plus, although you definitely can do their set for 550k or less, or even closer, more to 500k. Calvin Johnson, on the other hand, is going for upwards of 2 million coins. He's the best receiver in the game. He's probably the best receiver in the game for a long time. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. Doing things a little bit different this Market Monday. Now we have the content schedule. So we went over AKA Cruise, Team of the Week, Week 18, your last and final Team of the Week of the year, playoff release 2 of 3, and then Reduxes, which we'll get into what I think the overalls may be for those. But speaking of Team of the Week, unfortunately this year we do not get the 91 plus choose 1 of 3 Team of the Week champion pack that we got at the end of the solo challenge chain last year. For some reason, they just don't have it in. Now, you still get the collectibles for your free BND Team of the Year, so you do want to do these Team of the Week solos. They don't take that long. You get some jerseys, you get those collectibles, and that's good, but very, very disappointed that we don't have that pack, because it made for one of the best cons or best market days of the year last year, when all of the Team of the Week champions were flooded on the market. It was cheap training, good for certain overalls, and just good for the Team of the Week market in general, because it's one of the most expensive markets in the game. Now, maybe we see some type of Team of the Week champion offer this Wednesday, since it's the final Team of the Week release, but EA is not the most creative when it comes to their content, and we didn't see one of those for the first AKA final release this year, so I'm not expecting too much from the Team of the Week, Week 18. But now kind of talking a little bit about Team of the Year, because it brings up the question, do we get Team of the Year like next week, or is it probably going to be like a month or 2 from now? Because last year, it was, I believe, in the early or middle of March, and it was a little bit of a dud. They kind of announced it as, hey, we're postponing it because we want to give certain cards rightful overall upgrades instead of just duplicating players like Justin Jefferson that were getting honors cards and just giving +1s. But it turned out that it didn't really seem like that was the case, right? Justin Jefferson got a boost. Sauce Gardner got like a little +1 upgrade. So if I had to guess, I still think Team of the Year is not next week, only because they seem to be making the Team of the Year content like more Thursday focused, whereas it used to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday release, a midweek content drop. Now, and last year, it was more of a Thursday content drop. So I expect Team of the Year to probably a month outside or after the Super Bowl, if I had to guess. Now on to Reduxes. So we know confirmation we are at least getting 93 overall Reduxes. So if you have a 93, you have any 93 overall LTD cards. There aren't that many actually, like Puka Nacua, Nolan Smith, a few Team of the Weeks, a few cover athletes. I'd say the biggest one, I think the most expensive one, is the Isaiah Pacheco Monday Mix-Up LTD. He's still a very, very good card. He's on my team. So if you have those 93 LTDs, I would recommend selling those, mainly because they usually drop a Redux special offer the day they drop Reduxes. So 93 overall Reduxes will be supplied pretty, not commonly, but they're going to be supplied to a degree on Thursday. You'll definitely be able to get a lot of these LTDs for cheaper, you know, probably that first day on Thursday. But it begs the question, are we getting 94 overall Reduxes? I would lean towards no, just because I don't think they've dropped a double overall Redux at any point this year. And also, like, 94 overall LTDs weren't in packs that long ago. Like, it was only 2.5 weeks ago. And we only have like 2.5 weeks left of 94 overall champions. And then once we get that overall upgrade, then the 94s will be slated to get Redux, at least a guarantee. So, speaking of that though, if you have any of the uber expensive 94 LTDs, I'm talking Randy Moss, the Montez Sweat on your screen. You have like Derrick Henry, you know, the super 1 million coin plus LTDs that are 94 overalls. The safe thing is to sell them, although I still don't think they're going to get Reduxes. It's probably the right move to sell them, because if they do get Reduxed, you know, I have a hard time seeing Randy Moss LTD stay, or 94 overall Redux Randy Moss go for 2 million coins. So that's Reduxes. If you have any 93 overalls, I'd recommend selling. If you have some of the expensive 94s, I recommend selling those. And then last and final content drop that we really care about this week is going to be the playoff release 2. My only worry about the playoff program going forward is we got 12 champions and 2 LTDs for part 1. So how do they replicate that excitement and that hype from part 1 going into part 2? My prediction for, like, not overalls, but amount of champions, I think we get 4 legends of previous playoff performers, and then 4 sort of team of the week, you know, wild card weekend performers, 2 offense, 2 defense, and that's really what they roll with, and then 2 LTDs. That way we at least get 8 champions and 2 LTDs instead of going back down to like 4. Because I'll be honest, if they go back down to 4 champions, that is really disheartening. You also have to add the fact in they do have the chemistry that's up to 50, and they got to put a lot of cards in the game. And we have 2 more playoff releases, so hopefully part 2 follows my theory at least. Hey, maybe we get 12 champions again. Maybe we get, what is it, would be amount of teams, let's see, 3 teams, would no. 3 teams, so 6. I'm trying to recall how many teams there will still be left in the playoffs. I think there'll be 8, so maybe 8 champions of all current players, maybe 4 legends, and then 2 LTDs. Maybe we see something along the lines there, but yeah, playoff release 2, if you want to buy 91 overalls, they are going to be in the set, although it's been kind of a overall investing, I think, ever since Thanksgiving, or maybe late most feared. It's really been, you got to kind of wait for there to be a dud of a week content wise, and then you buy up all the overalls. The problem is everyone saw 91 overalls go from 80k to 140k this past week, so there's going to be a lot of the casual investing community on 91 overalls this week. And if the playoff promo part 2 is not living up to expectations, 91 overalls are probably not going to move that much. So it's more of a fact like, hey, playoff part 2, if playoff part 2 is an absolute dud and 91 overalls go down, then it's going to be the time to smash that investment. But you want to pick up 91 overalls, generally, if you want the cards or you want the new champions Thursday, it's generally pretty safe to buy the 91 overalls, you know, Monday, Tuesday of the week leading into Thursday, and you are good. But that's 91 overalls. Playoff promo part 2, hopefully. Also, another thing too with the playoff promo part 1 is we got like the first Hot Rod Master set for lead quarterback, so it made their demand automatically super high. So I don't think anything from playoff part 2 can live up to playoff part 1. But we'll see. Maybe 91 overalls do go to the moon again. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this Market Monday today. Not much else to talk about. You know, the market's been definitely pretty dry, but now we're getting some mix of things. AKAs on Monday. Hopefully, if we don't get Team of the Year middle of next week, we get something to replace Team of the Week next Wednesday. Maybe Wildcard Wednesday returns to some degree, but I'd like to see some promos, a new promo that at least, or like a new twist of a promo instead of just being, you know, the 591 overalls going to a 94 champion. It's like every single content drop is that. So I'd like to see a little mix up in the content E is releasing, or the structure of that they release it in. But that's all for this video. Comment if you have any questions, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.